Hello everyone, this is Hart. I'm starting up a new LP. I'm taking a break from Suikoden Card Stories. Um, because that's a little bit intense having to translate all the time. So I'm going to be playing Wonder Boy 3. This game I used to play a lot when I was little. Um, I can't say that I'm actually very good at it, but I think I might have been okay at it when I was younger. But I can't promise anything. I'm just playing through for fun, really. And because I don't have to translate, it should be more fun for me. I used to play this game a lot with my older sister, actually. So I would always be this character, Leo, who's, I suppose, meant to be like Wonder Boy. And then there's Princess Purapril, who gets a prize for having the hardest name ever. And you basically have to just run through and shoot stuff. This originally was an arcade game, I think, but I only ever knew it on the Genesis. Curses. And you run around and shoot things. This is like your standard shot. And then when you defeat enemies, they drop power-ups. And like this one. So it's now like a spread shot, which I think when we were little, my sister and I called the ring shot. Like we didn't know what anything was called, so we gave it our own names. But they only last, I think it's about 10 seconds. So you don't have any sort of limit to your ammo or anything. You can just go crazy, but it's a timed thing, so you might as well just use it while you have it. When I was a kid anyway, I found that there was no detriment to just shooting all the time. Like, kind of just going nuts. Okay, so there are 2 sections to every stage. This is the first stage, so it's pretty easy. Once you finish the kind of run and gun bit, you have this side-scrolling section where you're riding a pink dragon. This is the same pink dragon that if you're in the running stage and you die, they'll bring you back to life. Like, they bring you back onto the screen, which you didn't see in the first stage, but I'm sure you'll see it quite soon, because I'm not very good at this. There's about 5 weapons. There's this pinwheel swirly one. There's these rockets, which you control how far they go by how long you hold the button. There's these twisty ones. And then at the end of each stage, there's a boss. So it helps to have a special weapon when you go into it, but obviously they wear off pretty quickly. I think the boss designs in this game are pretty neat, actually. So yeah, that's the first stage down. That was pretty easy. Yeah. So many points. Woo. Okay, I did something tricky here. I'm using Princess Purapril now, which is usually you can only play as the second player, but if you are sneaky and press start with the second controller, then both Leo and Purapril will be playing, and then you just have to not do anything with Leo and he'll kind of kill himself. So that way you can actually play as either character if you prefer. I'm not sure I finished explaining all the weapons, but just now there was that massive flame weapon, which is by far the strongest weapon in the game. Okay, I also probably didn't mention that you die in 1 hit. The difference between using Leo and Purapril if you're playing by yourself is that the game thinks that you're in 2-player mode when you're playing with Princess Purapril, so there's twice the enemies. Obviously, because if there's 2 of you, it's easier to get through. This fairy is pink, so it's for Purapril. I think. I was never really sure what that did, I'll have to check. And also the amount of fruit changes. So if you're playing as Leo, it's primarily fruit that appears. But obviously if you have two characters, you need both characters to be collecting fruit to keep their health up. That fairy grants you invincibility, I know what that one does. So when you play with two characters, there's more food available. Pure Pill has kind of like candy themed food. Okay, I really don't like that pinwheel weapon because it's kind of... you have to be at point blank range for it to work. And these monkeys would be cute, except they try and kill me. And then the pink fairy, I'm not sure what does. I always assumed that the blue fairy granted Leo invincibility, and that the pink fairy gave it to Pure April, but obviously that isn't the case. So now we move on to the side-scrolling like shooter section. The other thing I maybe didn't mention is that this game has excellent music. Like, I mean, apart from the fact that it's nostalgic for me, I really think it has some really good tunes in it. So I probably should talk less so you can hear them, but... So it's generally the case that the main flying enemy in the running stage becomes the sort of fodder in the shooting stage. Okay, this is one of my favourite bosses actually. This is a pretty good weapon to face him with. You have to shoot each of the segments until it turns red. But he does sort of coil around you, which makes it difficult to hit him. When they hit you with the beach ball like projectiles, or if you trip on a rock or something like that, you don't die instantly. You just lose some of your little health bar, your little fruit bar. But if you're hit by an enemy, like if you make contact, then you die straight away. So that's stage 2 down. We'll move on to stage 2.